Hello, 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 hello. Let's see if we need to zoom in. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not in the chat. No, thanks for the hearts. Okay. How's everyone doing tonight? I was just kind of sketching out a little kerosene. You guys get it. Uh-oh. It's telling me, hey, Marnie, welcome. Yeah, I'm back too. We were doing a lot of print work. We traveled to do work, craft fairs, where we sell some of my illustrations, and my wife makes these junk journals that are pretty amazing. It's mostly the junk journals, but we do greeting cards too, and those sell pretty well. And so we were doing a lot of printing also when we were out here. We used to work out here, so we got some print work too, where we could what's it called? We were actually assembling calendars. Oh my God, Snoopy is so crazy. That's your mom. Why does your mom love that so much? So I try not to stream Sunday, Monday, but I often stream Sunday, Monday anyway. But I didn't. Are you all right? You want me to get you a soda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Thank you. I'm gonna go to the Outback thing for a little.
Here you go, Chad. A Coke for you too. So we're building calendars. It's a weird process. You get all the little sheets together that are meant to line up, and then you bind them. And then these ones have like a special, like info on the bottom. So we'll just do a rough draft of the carousel animals. Try to get them sort of lined up. Sounding a little sussy. Oh. I was talking about calendars. We built a bunch of calendars. Yeah, it's actually for the local fire department. And then they give them out to different like members and but the reason we came out here originally was for the craft fairs. And we do these craft fairs because this is where we used to live. And then this year I'm doing Advent, Christmas, what's it called? Like videos where I'm drawing different Christmas stuff. I have a list somewhere. But I did a candy cane. I was drawing this stocking, one of these stockings. All sorts of stuff. And that's all coming up on as long form videos. Let's see. Let's draw something Christmassy. It's hard when, like, so I don't know what to draw. I start, I'd say, most of these videos not having any idea what I'm going to draw. A lot of them turn into request videos, so then that doesn't really matter that much. But sometimes I'm just like, I have no idea. But that's fine. You just got to start drawing. I was thinking about this before. You just sort of have to go for it and then see what happens. I thought maybe, do you think elves like fly around like Christmas elves, not like fantasy Lord of the Rings elves? I was just thinking maybe they fly around on little candy canes. So you know this type of shoe that like has the really long point and it's curled up? This is like a real type of shoe that people used to wear. I forget, is it in Renaissance times? I think it's Renaissance times. And they would chain them. It would be so long. You'd have like the shoe and then the points were so long. Like this is a normal like foot and leg. This is the shoe. That then they started wearing like basically like a garter, and they would chain the point up, so you'd have this chain and you'd have the point like this. And this is a real shoe real humans used to wear. And they'd chain it up like this because it became like fashionable to have very long like shoes, like big long dumb shoes. So some oftentimes, many times throughout history, what becomes fashionable is something that's like completely impractical because it signifies like wealth, right? That the person doesn't have to do any practical thing. So, for example, being pale in early 1900s America, yeah, fashion trends are the weirdest thing. Was super fashionable because it showed you didn't have to go outside and work. And then when everybody worked inside, it became fashionable to have a tan because it showed you had the time to go outside and go on vacation and travel and lie outside in the sun. So it's a really interesting. So this is what I assume elves are. Why elves look like this? I don't know. Were they like? Is it meant to say like these guys? They're foppish. So I thought I would do a little elf riding the candy cane. God, this eye is like. I'm just gonna hit it with the eraser. I'll do the eye later. I guess he'll need arms. He'll have at least one arm reaching out and holding on to the candy cane itself. And maybe the other arm is holding, I don't know, like a bag of toys or like another elf. Let's do a bag of toys. Yeah, let's say this is how Santa gets all the toys delivered is he's as the population has grown and grown, he has to hire help. Well, he doesn't hire help, he has hired help already. But some of the elves do some of the delivering. I could see that. little vest, or like there's like a jacket, a name for this kind of jacket. Like nope, totally no idea. Oh yeah, shooting stars. Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, Malik Fishing, welcome, welcome. I do remember. Yeah, Malik is you're the only Malik who's ever come in. Malik, probably. I don't know. Let me know. Is it one Malik or two Malik, or am I saying it totally wrong? Yeah, little shooting. You know, shooting stars. So I didn't see a shooting star forever. Like I was in high school, I'd never seen a shooting star, and I was like, I'd been to like meteor showers. I still hadn't seen it. Okay, both wrong. Thank you, thank you. Does it? I'm emphasizing the first syllable, right? Oh, so it must be. I must be the second syllable that I'm troubling. I'm saying ick, but is it eek? Malik. Okay, like that. Oh, you have a I in there. It's Malachi. Okay, okay. Hi, Frog Official. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for. Oh, yeah. Sozoic isic. Sozoistic. This is. I was talking about there was a trend in Renaissance times, I believe. I'm not 100%, where they would wear shoes like this. And I was just talking about how ridiculous it was. And they got so long, like it became the fashion for them to get longer and longer and longer. They got so long that they would tie them up to a chain around their leg. And so I was wondering out loud if that's where like maybe elf shoes, because I was drawing this elf shoe. Long shoe, yeah. Oh, nice. That's great. Malachi is getting his pink and blue braces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be neat. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, of course. Yeah, animals like evolve something in order to attract a mate, and then it ends up like making something else that they try to do like really impossible or hard. That's exactly what it was. Ooh, penguins playing chess. All right, grass pig. We'll put that on. We'll put that on the list. We got to start a list. Penguin chess sounds fun. I was just gonna add some like some magic flying dust. Oh, nice. Oh, festive Pete. Yeah, let's do festive Pete the duck. I I keep wanting to like just hang out and do a whole like couple of hours where I just draw Pete the duck for myself and like see what he's like and mess around. Hey, DWJ. But I haven't had the time. It's like this is the busiest time of year for me, 100%. So I shouldn't be beating myself up. We do all the craft fairs are really good for Christmas, and then we often get commissions and stuff for Christmas, and then we have like a huge amount of work for if we're printing, which we are this year. So I shouldn't be like, why don't I have any time? Because it's all good reasons that I don't have time. So yeah, bunny sitting in the room. I never had a bunny, but I didn't see a bunny forever and ever. Gosh, I was telling a different story I've totally spaced on. I didn't see a bunny forever and ever. Like I had seen some like at zoos or like petting zoos or whatever. And then my wife lives in like a couple towns over, a town over from where I grew up. And the first time I went to her house, there was like dozens of bunnies just running around in her yard. And I was like, oh my God, all these bunnies. And she was like, yeah. And I think about that whenever I think about bunnies. Oh yeah, shooting stars. So I had not seen a shooting star. And I was like, I guess like, you know, oh, no problem, Jake. I remember. I remember when you're here. Yeah, I don't know how YouTube deals with the like usernames or anything like that. It can be confusing. I've not like dug into it, you know. We'll do just little pieces of dust also. It doesn't have to be stars or well, I do like little tiny stars that just about like the limits of where the pencil can draw. And I do them by just making an A, like a tiny A, and then just putting a line across it. And it looks like a little 5-pointed star. Oh, hearts, tiny hearts. So then I was reading something and they were talking about the frequency of shooting stars. And they were like, yeah, there's about 4 an hour, 3 an hour on average. And I was like, wait. And as long as you have a dark sky and a little bit of patience, you can see a shooting star almost any night. It's not like it's rare, but all right. Oh, hey Mario. Gang Mario. Welcome, welcome. Little candy cane sled. I was thinking a lot about candy canes and how they're constructed. Kirby playing chess with a penguin. You got it. Bro should be wearing earmuffs, actually. He's on a flying candy cane for crying out. Oh, are his earmuffs pointy also? Let's make his earmuffs pointy. Oh, the Glaggle guy. I was trying to remember what the Glaggle was called. An elf with pointy earmuffs. That's a joke. I haven't seen that before. Oh, I didn't know PlayStation had a new portable. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, I really love this kind of dust. I've been working on it for just flying and magic in general for a while. All right, let's see. Penguins playing chess. So let's see, where are we? Okay. So we got it. This. Ow. So we have to put a chessboard. Number one thing for penguins playing chess has to be. Hang on, I need to move this. There's a box. Has to be the chessboard. Okay. Now we're going to put a penguin here. That's the basic shape of a penguin. Do they have a tail? Probably. And we'll do Kirby over here. I assume Kirby's basically round, but I will double check my memory because this is starting to look like a Mario Brothers ghost, and we don't want that. Kirby vacuum parts. Man, I haven't played a Kirby game in a long time. There must have been one on Super Nintendo or Nintendo. Oh yeah, his arms are rounded. Look at that. Okay, thank you. That's why he looks like a ghost. I don't know why I said it like that. That's why he looks like a ghost. I think I was trying to pronounce the H. Ooh. Classic little arms. I love arms that are shaped like this. Giant feet. And Kirby, what a design. Are Club penguins just those they look like cones or something? Eh. Since the penguin is somehow taller than Kirby, we'll have Kirby. Oh no, everything is like this, including the ground, right? Yeah, so he's not really taller. It's this weird perspective I decided on because of the chessboard. We can just take that out. We'll make it not non-perspective. And then we can put Kirby on a box. Oh, today we haven't drawn that much. Nuclear Moon. We drew an elf on a candy cane, but we've only been going for a few minutes. So we're drawing Kirby, and I don't have yesterday's. Usually I have like the last couple of days drawings, but I just don't. I have this guy from a few days ago. But we're drawing Kirby and a penguin playing chess. So that's fun. He's the the penguin is going to move his bishop. He's still got his king. Let's make the king over here. Okay. We'll draw more pieces in a minute. I didn't see Smiling Friends. We don't have internet where we're staying, so it's really hard to watch anything. No internet, no TV, no cell phone service. It is crazy. So we only have internet when we're at work, like now, and then when we're here, we're doing work. So we don't really. We can download some stuff from YouTube. So we downloaded some like Reddit stories. I don't know if that. Like we're old. Okay, Kirby's eyes. Super simple, super cute. Kirby is like classic Japanese cute character. King Boo. Well, Kirby's greater than Jigglypuff. I think I agree with that. Ah, like body horror. Sometimes Cronenbergian is a type. Yeah, I've drawn some of that. I like that kind of thing. I've started taking on just requests on the lives just a few weeks ago. Maybe like, what was it? Maybe 6 weeks ago now, just before Halloween. So maybe 7 weeks ago. No, it's early. So 6 weeks ago. Okay. I'm going to say the penguin definitely has a tail. I think the penguin looks fine as he is. So let's just nail down these lines. Give him a foot. Give him a front wing. His head, where the eye would go, beak, cheek, back wing, back wing duck. No. I don't think I have a community page yet. I think you need to get. Oh, hey, Kenneth. Oh, yeah. What's Game Mario Jump Keyed? Oh, hey, Douglas Day. What's my. Okay. One thing I really love about fan games. Oh, yeah. Some fan games can be amazing. Yeah, wide kick. Let's make Kirby doing classic Kirby. Classic. This is how Kirby wins at chess. Yeah, rage quits. We'll get some pawns in there. We'll do a horse. We'll get a queen, upside down queen. They always be like that.
Females. Being upside down.
Well, what is the rook? Oh, a rook, a castle. I don't know. I stopped playing chess when I was like 9 because I was like, this game hates me. Yeah, Kirby is pretty great. Oh, cool. 700's pretty good, right? For because what are the for a young person? I mean, for someone starting out. I know, like it gets pretty high for like the grandmasters and stuff. Yeah, yeah. The penguin is like, I didn't think this was a standard move. Got to get some stuff flying away from over here. What does Kirby's face look like? What is like, how dark should I make the inside of his mouth? This is like, I can't figure it out just by thinking about it. I think he probably has a tongue. I think it's probably like this. Do they have Jigglypuff alarm clocks? That would be ironic. Now I really want one. Like it was just because they have Kirby vacuums, and then I was thinking Jigglypuff um, alarm clock would be pretty funny. Yeah, my brother used to make board games all the time. Um, I've made some. I've tried my hand at making some board games, but it seems like it would be really fun. Uh, and I do want to work on more books. We've had we have one started, but it's packed up. We haven't gotten to work on it in a while, which is always dangerous because then you go back and you're like, oh my God, all this work I did is old. The greatest sin, unremembered work. I've lost the passion. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Douglas. I lost my. Hang on, it's right here. I didn't lose anything. All right, pink Kirby. I love pink Kirby. I think that's why I wanted to play Kirby. My most memories of playing Kirby. So when I was a kid, we would go visit my aunt all the time. And she actually lives up where I moved recently, which is a big part of why we moved there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And so that means we were in the car for a long time. She was like 6 hours away sometimes, 4 hours. Um, she had a Game Boy. And so when we were in the car, she would let us play the Game Boy, me and my little brother. And one of the games she had was Kirby. And so I played the crap out of this Game Boy Kirby. And so the only reason I knew Kirby was pink at all was because he was pink on the cover of the case of the game, on the sticker on the game. Because the Game Boy was the original Game Boy, so it was all black and white. But I loved Kirby. I like pink. Pink is a great. I like little pink guys. How do you not? Little pinky. Oh no. Hmm. Yeah, making fun of people in general. It's not a great look. I think like a lot of internet discourse has become extreme, just like turned all the way up to 11. And you can see like how that's happened because in order to get attention, you want to go viral, and the best way to go viral can often just be to rage bait. And even if you're not going for that, sometimes the best way to get attention is you need to like cut through the gristle. Oh, hi, your inner angel. I'm sorry. Oh, I did a stream. I just took 2 days off, so I did a stream Saturday. Oh, nice. We have not been cooking that much because we're staying. Yeah, we cooked enough. But we're working. We've been working nonstop. Odd Fudd and I. So we haven't been cooking. We've been ordering food. Oh my gosh! I actually found out one of my all-time favorite Chinese food restaurant. One of my favorite restaurants, just period, the end in the world. Uh, One of the big things, or maybe the only restaurant food that I was sad we were leaving when we were moving, is closing down. We found out yesterday. We went to pick up some food from there because we were working late, and they told us that they'll be closing. Very sad. Yeah, I'm sorry, your arm. It sucks. Yeah, rage bait. Exactly, exactly. So then, like, even if there's a valid criticism or you really believe something, like, you'll be like, well, it's not enough, like, to just say that point calmly and collectedly. I want to frame it in an offensive joke or like in a inflammatory way in order to get hopefully more attention. And so I don't know. We live in an attention economy, right? And that's the attention economy. We don't necessarily live in an attention economy, but in some ways, it's like I understand where it's coming from. Uh, but often there's no need to be to chase the attention, right? Like often it's just doing it because like that's what is done instead of doing it for any thought out purpose. All right. Oh, should we do the penguin? It's just black. He's, I don't, we can see a little tiny bit of white. So let's just pretend we did the penguin. Oh, here. It's actually probably blue. There we go. Let's see. Let's see what's on the list. This is not the list. Okay. We have Festive Pete the Duck. So we'll do that next, but then I'll put Jurassic Park logo on there. Why not? Yeah. All right. I'll put the Jurassic Park logo. Penguin chess, check. Kirby. Parentheses, Kirby. Penguin chess, parentheses, Kirby. Check and double check. Festive Pete the Duck. That's what we'll work on now. And then after that, we'll do Jurassic Park logo. Jurassic, don't look at my spelling. Park logo. Yeah. This drawing is killing me. Like, I really like this. The penguin being just like confused is such a great call. I want him to just be like, oh. All right, let's do. Penguin too chill. Yeah. What are we? Oh, Festive Pete the Duck. Okay. I finally got can you guys see this? I brought a little bit of a desktop topper. This is felt. I use it on all my desktops. It helps like not break pencils and control how hard you're pushing without going crazy. And I really like it. I've gotten really used to drawing on it. And I kept forgetting it because I have to draw here. All right, let's see. I'm trying to sort of imagine what he's doing also. Okay. And get some legs. This is the body. This is some tail. This is where the wings would be. Well, that one would be back there. That one will be behind the body. The head, the neck. Okay. I think we're getting there. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, so sketchbooks. I tried for years to use sketchbooks. This is something I think about all the time. And when I travel, I usually would have a sketchbook. But because I'm going to be traveling this time, we weren't like going from place to place. We were basically coming here, and my old job was here, so I could just like leave stuff at the old job. That's what I did. And so I just brought all my paper. But I could never draw on sketchbooks. I don't know what it was about them. They would get me like frustrated. And so I had read an artist talking about how, like, if you're having trouble practicing, what steps you can take to get yourself to practice. And they said, buy the largest, cheapest paper that you feel comfortable drawing on. And so that's what I did. And now this is what I really like to draw on. And so I still have sketchbooks, but mostly I just have like books where the paper is really nice that you use for like other projects, like watercolor paper books and stuff like that. Just paper books, not sketchbooks anymore. But I have a couple. Um, it's nice to have those because you could like draw on a train or something because it's like it's a nice solid um, whatever, a nice solid back. But what I'll do sometimes is I'll get like a piece of foam core or something that's about this size and has a solid back, and then I'll get some like bookbinders clips, which you guys know they're like the ones that have the you can like pinch it and it opens up. And I will clamp it together on one of those. Ah, yeah, Kenneth, that's smart. Oh yeah, one of these, like a bookbinder's clip. Thank you, Hotfoot. And so I'll clamp it all together, and it'll become this impromptu sketchbook essentially. And I will travel with that, and then it's exactly the paper I like to draw on and everything. So I do use sketchbooks, but I kind of like make them myself or use them for very particular reasons. I'm trying to think. Well, so I'm trying to write a joke while I'm drawing the duck. I'm trying to think of what Pete the Duck. Well, I'm trying to make him festive, but still angry. That's a good question. I think he's more of a Grinch. Yeah, what are you talking about, Baby Sharko? We can do, I'll put a character on the list. Ooh, more of a Scrooge. Interesting. Maybe he's just both. That would also make a lot of sense. So he's British, right? So he could be like Michael Caine. Scrooge. There was something I was trying to respond to and I totally blanked. Oh yeah, I like a drawing table. So what you don't see is when I'm not drawing for the stream or for video, I'm like moving my paper all over the place. Like I'm drawing like this. I'm like leaning all into it. Yeah. I only keep my paper, but I also don't like to use professional. That I totally agree with. There's something. It took me a long time to even get to start to use like professional pencils, which I do really like these, so I'm happy I finally picked it up. But I was using like the disposable kind for so long. They're not. It's not worth it. You don't even save money. Or maybe you do, but it's like very, very little. Okay. Okay, he's coming together. Yeah, that's a good question. I was sort of thinking like he was like one of those ducks that are white, because he's British and that's what British people call ducks. But I'm not sure. Let me look up what. Let's look up British duck. Oh, that's great, Inner Angel. A wonderful duck. Oh, take care, Douglas. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, I was supposed to look up British duck. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking up some British ducks. None of them are white. Maybe I was thinking about goose. But they are weird colored. So the mallard with the green head and the like other colorful body, that's the kind that I grew up with. Like the gray. But then I'm looking at British ducks and it looks like there's some that are just like have a black head with a dark orange beak and then like little black. So we could do that. Let's try it out for this one. Pete, because it's so early, Pete is still very fluid. It's like when you see the early versions of Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, they don't really look like they ended up looking. That's totally normal. So we're gonna ride on that kind of idea for Pete. All the angry kinds of ducks. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, Marty. You'll do good. Whatever it is, it'll be great. Maybe you'll be the one. You'll choose a British duck and color him like a British duck, and that will be like we'll all love it so much that that'll be the colors for Pete the Duck. As a possibility. Okay, it does look like there's white domestic duck breeds. Eh, we're trying it out like this. He looks like Daffy Duck here. Yeah. Who's worked the duck? Angry teal. Oh yeah, angry teal. Angry mallard. Yeah, these are pretty good. All the angry ducks. I didn't look it up. Is Pete the Duck something? Is like, is somebody already Pete the Duck? It's fine. There can be more than one Pete the Duck. But happy holidays. I don't know. I have that song stuck in my head. Oh, I love Looney Tunes. Oh, Looney Tools. I always liked Looney Tunes fine. It was like on TV a lot when I was a kid. And it was sometimes like it was the only cartoons available to watch. Like there wasn't a ton. Well, I don't know. I grew up without cable and with like weird rules around TV, and a lot of the TV I watched was because we rented it on VHS. So who knows? Who knows what was available for other people? Ooh, common eaters. There's a competition where you paint a duck. You do a duck painting and you submit it, and about 100 people submit a year, and it goes and it becomes a duck stamp. You submit it to the U.S. Postal Service. And it's cool. It's a cool competition. Like the same set of brothers win it most of the time because I guess they kind of invented it. And so like they helped define the style. And so like when they're looking for the style of duck for the show, they're like, oh, perfect. These guys really understand the style. Or this person, because it's anonymous. So they're not like winning it like Nepo. It's just like, you know, you know, yeah, move this leg. I think it was in the wrong place. Sorry, Pete. Sorry, Petey. There's lots of people. I didn't know this. I just learned this. So you know how there's lots of people, you'll run into them sometimes online, every once in a while in real life, but mostly online. And they think like every flying waterish bird is a duck or is a goose. That's one or the other. It's sometimes. And just like yeah, that's nice, Inner Angel. Okay, okay. I'll look up common hider. Hang on. Yeah, Looney Tunes. So oh yeah, I was looking at one of these. Oh, it's like this is like Pete's rich noble relative who's like, "Oh, Pete, I can't believe you live like this." And Pete's like in a very nice house. He's like, "What? What do you mean?" That's great. Look how snooty it looks. I love it. But then I got a new appreciation for the Looney Tunes when I was learning illustration and I was going through all that process and learning the history and so you get to like Chuck Jones and you watch all the old military films that they did. Like I guess technically after Looney Tunes is invented, but before it's like a thing really. And you learn Looney Tunes. The reason it's tunes, it's spelled with a U, it's Looney Tunes within like that is because it was originally and then it was Merry Melodies, right? And the reason of that is because they were originally used to sell Warner Brothers basically had tons and tons of old music licensing and they wanted a way to like sell their music licensing because that's where they were making their money. Hey Arnold. And I call them water demons. Yeah, water cobras. Oh my god, geese are crazy. And that's why they started doing animations was to sell music. A lot of old animations were done to classical music and other music that was just the studio already had the rights to distribute. And often the music was what they were paying for at the time. That makes a lot of sense because movies and like moving pictures are just starting to be a thing. And so like everyone understood how music sales worked. Okay. These feet are weird. We gotta fix that. Oh no, don't worry. Welcome back, Kenneth. We could put him on water. No, no, we should really let's do it right. There we go. I feel like that's Pete being festive. Ugh, drawing hands and feet. Yeah, drawing hands and feet suck. You have to, or for me, it was all about just sitting down and practicing and practicing. And then still, if I haven't practiced in a while, it'll be terrible. Oh, wide kick. You mean like this? He's been here the whole time. Did we name the fish? We totally did, but I can. Oh, it's just wide kick. That's what the fish sounds like. Yeah, I totally agree. I break it down into shapes. Duolingo is yelling at you. So feet are easier. My bubble sounds. Thanks, Inner Angel. So feet for me were well. So hands I'm still kind of hit or miss. Um, but feet, like I draw. We'll do a profile. I draw the heel, and then I draw like this triangle. Right, but then I cut off the end of the triangle. So you can do that before you finish drawing it. You don't have to draw it and then cut off the end. That's silly. Because this is like genuinely how feet look for some stupid reason. It doesn't feel like they look this way. And you connect that. You got the arch if this is the inside. You turn this into a big toe. Whatever the shape of a big toe is. Ugly, I guess. Here we go. I'll try ugly. Oh yeah, it worked. And then like you can adjust this as needed. Maybe it curves a little bit less, a little bit more. Maybe the person's got a big bump in their foot. Oh no, don't break your keyboard. But for me, that once I started doing this triangle as the shape here, that helped so much. So that's from the back. You can see from the side. From the front is less easy, but it's the same kind of deal. Oh, you can see a trick from the front is this front of the triangle is like kind of like this. You got the big toe, little toe. And it's kind of like that. Kind of spreads out a little. And there, that's the foot from the front. Stupid looking. You can do the ankle, has like, I forget which side. One of them has that going on. Let's kind of round it up. Maybe this needs to be a little bit like, maybe this is somebody in heels. I do a lot of fashion drawing on the side, so maybe that's what I was thinking of. But you can also just like draw the heel invisibly through the foot. And sometimes that helps. And then just ignore it when you are cleaning it up. Oh, hi, Remy. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, so that really works for me for drawing the feet. Just those two shapes. The heel is a circle, and then from the leg, the triangle for the rest of the foot. And then for the hand is much different. I am still often very bad at the hand, But for me, I always start with the wrist, because if you're practicing your hands and you're not practicing your wrist, then what's going on? So the first thing that I had to learn is the hand from the wrist through the pinky is basically a straight line. It's not technically, because like you do get a little bit of meat off the hand, but like off the palm, but it's basically a straight line. So you have that, and then the thumb, you have this kind of big muscle there. And now that's your first bit. For me, that's like that was the hardest. You got the thumb heel. It's the same thing. Just like the heel of the foot, you get the heel of the hand. The thumb is dumb. Just always look some variation of that. And now the fingers suck. So what I've been trying to work on is, instead of going through and dealing with the fingers like individually every time, often you can just sort of draw the shape of the fingers. If you really need something detailed, I try to think of it like you have this bone. There's 4 of these bones inside the hand, and that's your first finger bone. The next of your finger bones is half that size. The next is half that size, and the last is half that size. So you can like literally bone out, and they're all different because they're, fingers are different lengths. Your fingers to get like something that's more or less realistic. And then there's a little bit of flesh on top. So don't like, it doesn't stop right at the bones. But I don't know. Hands suck. It's all about practice. And even then, it's not a sure thing, But yeah, I was reading tips about hands, and an artist was saying, try to just deal with like the shape of the hand, like without thinking about the anatomy and the fingers and everything first, and then go in and do it, work on after, because a lot of the time the shape of the hand is all you need. Like, especially in a painting or something where you don't have that much resolution in brush strokes, right? So you're not going in and you're like doing very tiny, you're just kind of like, where's the list? Ooh, Jurassic Park logo. I guess I'll leave this. I think about this all the time. I got a Jurassic Park book. I liked the movie when I was in school, and I got the book out from the library and the school library. And I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to read Jurassic Park, like the book. I've read other Michael Crichton books before. So thank you so much, Remy. So I was like pretty excited. I knew what to expect, but I didn't. And the book seemed really weird. It did not seem like Michael Crichton's work before. I'd read the Andromeda Strain or something, and a couple of other. He's kind of a horror writer. And it was really strange. It didn't seem right. It didn't seem like one of his books. It felt odd, and it felt just like the movie. And I had heard that there was a lot of difference between the book and the movie. And then I was like, this doesn't seem different at all. Like, what is going on? It was the novelization of the movie. So it was just a book of the movie Jurassic Park, so strange because like just I don't know, read the book, watch the movie. It was so odd. It was so odd, and that's when the first time I ever learned that they do novelizations of books. Nope, novelizations of movies, where there'll be a book that they'll base a movie on, and then they'll make a book based on the movie of the that is based on a book that already. It's why I don't know. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Ooh, Wings of Fire. I don't think I know that. I read a couple of books about dragons that probably were too old for me, but what are you going to do? Not read books? I mean, I guess that's literally the advice. But a lot of fantasy people think is like for children or a young adult, and a lot of fantasy is just written for adults. And so I was reading a lot of adult fiction when I was younger. I was trying to think if we would do the gold ring on the outside or inside the circle I already drew. Oh, nice. Yeah, chapter books are great. Yeah, no, I get it. That is why I was used to read as a an escape from reality. Serious. It's a real thing. I think a lot of people associate with that. I don't that's not why I started drawing nowadays, but it's definitely I will definitely draw sometimes when things are hard and I am struggling to like deal. Instead of like confronting it head on, I will do some drawing instead. Oh, no problem. We are doing Jurassic Park logo. This was a request by Kenneth, I think. Okay, I think we got it. The lettering is a little hard, because lettering is hard. I find lettering mostly harder. It's not always harder, but I find it mostly harder than drawing. Well, that's not true. There can be some pretty complicated lettering, and I feel like lettering gets complicated more often than drawing gets complicated. And because of that, I often think of lettering as more complicated or harder than drawing. And I think lettering has to be more precise in general. Um, and you often get more changes from the client when you're doing when you're doing lettering because I don't know why. Huh? I don't know why. Oof, nuclear moon. I'm sorry to hear that. I lack of sleep is one of the most damaging things to your brain. So if yeah, so it's good to start getting some sleep um, for your mental health, no matter what else is going on. If you can, of course. In some, I'm not saying like it's your fault. You know, like I understand. Sometimes you just cannot get sleep. It's one of the most terrible things. I really sympathize. Yeah, insomnia is the worst. One thing that they're looking at to to be helpful for insomnia is like, even if you're just lying down with your eyes closed, and resting, that is better than if you didn't do that. So it's like, it's not as good as sleep, but it's not as bad as being awake either. It's some in between state, and that can be really helpful. And then, yeah, like, unfortunately, one of the terrible things about insomnia is being worried about going to sleep often keeps you from going to sleep. Ugh. How horrendously ironic. Okay. We got to get this guy. Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible, nuclear. Parentification. Kenneth, parentification is a thing, and that is really hard. It's when you get made a parent as the oldest, or or even just like the most responsible. Really, really hard. Having a parent who is like not interested in hearing you when you say there's something wrong or you're sick, terrible. From my personal experience, really terrible. We gotta get this dinosaur head and mouth looking like something a dinosaur would look like. It's not easy. And then there's like a train playing the drums in the background or something. I don't know what's going on. It's part of a reggae ska band playing the horn. Oh, thank you, Caddy. Caddy N. I'm not sure where your name ends.
I think it's KDA and John.
Hey, KDA. Andrade. Or Andrade. Yeah, that is good. That's something that is so real. If your family is lacking, build your own family, right? So that's like, you got to get your support from somewhere. Okay, I think this isn't perfect, so we just got to go with it. I think my favorite is the first one. I think a lot of them are good. I think the first one is just, there's something about it. I haven't seen the most recent one, so if that one's absolutely amazing, then forgive my ignorance. But I feel like, too, I saw the first one in theaters, and if you get the chance, I say do it. I know, you know what I guess is partly is the first one's pacing is a little slow nowadays, like compared to some of the other ones. But at the time, there was like a bunch of big reveals. Trailers were also like much different back then, so you didn't know what all was happening. I think the trailer for Jurassic Park was just like, it would be like boom, boom, and it would have like the water thing. It would be like, and then it'd be like they're coming, and then it would be like the date, and that was you were like, oh, I need to go see that. Steven Spielberg's doing dinosaurs. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh man, one of my friends growing up, his dad worked in special effects and he worked on the set of Jurassic Park. Nobody knew. He had to keep it very, very secret. But he did some of like he created some of the fake fossils and stuff. And so you'd go over to his house and his welcome mat would be this giant fake fossil made out of silicone. I totally forgot about that until now. Oh, bye, Kenneth. Thanks for being here. He wasn't a close friend. I was actually closer with his older brother later on. But the older brother wasn't close with the dad. But I was friends with the younger brother who's closer to my age. And I did go to his house a couple times and I saw this thing. And that's how I was like, what the hell? And he's like, oh, yeah. My dad did the fossils for Jurassic Park. He's like a special effects guy. Jeez. The things you don't know about people. Thank you, Kenneth. Be safe. Take care. Okay. And then, like, all this is just black. Did I say? I think I said this on the last stream. Is that they discovered recently that there's some of the fossils that they thought were juvenile T-Rex are actually a new species of dinosaur. And I think that's cool. They're still discovering species of dinosaurs. So they're discovering species of dinosaurs from dinosaurs they've already discovered. It's like, I don't even know. I don't know how that works. But there was a big theory. Okay, I definitely said this last time, so I need to go into it. Oh, that's great. Nuclear. Oh, goodbye, your inner angel. Thank you. I've only found one fossil no, I found some, but they were like boring. Because we used to find fossils a lot on the ocean. But like, I didn't think they were anything special. Now I do. I would keep them. But at the time when I was a kid, it just felt like one of those things with the old animal in it. But my friend had a cabin, and up there, on the mountain, there's a lot of trilobites. Oh, dang. Yeah, so they had thought for a long time, I'll oblige Marnie, that the juvenile T-Rex was just there were so many of them that they occupied a whole ecological niche that would usually be taken up by an animal that size, but like by itself. And they were like, man, T-Rexes were just so prominent that their teenagers essentially just like totally took over this thing to the point where there's no other dinosaurs in this medium range size. And then they figured out that that's just not true. And that they just looked a heck of a lot like T-Rexes, and that some of the juvenile T-Rexes that they thought they had found were actually this other dinosaur. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat that they can tell. That's what's like, to me, that's the neatest thing, is that they go, oh, look how different these bones are. They're a different species. And if they were happening at the same time, that means they're, all sorts of stuff. That's so neat. Yeah, I've only found the tiny ones, like shells embedded in little rocks, and I did find a leaf pattern once. I wish I kept them. I don't know. I don't know why we didn't. Maybe we did. My mom was famous for just throwing our stuff away. Infamous more. So it's totally possible we kept them and they just got thrown away. I had all my stuff thrown away multiple times in my childhood. So unless I was really working hard to keep something, I don't still have it. Well, I've walked the shores a lot, and I have found a shark once. It was washed up, and it was just, well, and then I also found a shark, just the fin, once also. Hey, Brianna Joey, welcome, welcome. It's been a while. How you been? Okay, we'll do. Then it has a black. I guess let's do the whole thing. We've come this far. I'm gonna grab the black and we'll do the black outline. That's neat. So seashells. She sells seashells by the seashore is about a woman named Mary Anning, and her brother found some fossils, and then she dug them out of the rock, like very carefully separated them from the surrounding rock, and she found some of the earliest examples of intact, I think pterosaurs, but it might have been dinosaurs. I'm not very good at knowing that. And for quite a while, she was the um, leading expert on dinosaurs and fossils in the world. But because she was a woman and this was in England, she was often uncredited and she wasn't allowed to join the scientific communities, the Royal Academy of Science. Wait, is that what it is? I don't know. One of those scientific like communities that was publishing all the. I say communities. I think I mean like associations or something. So that's. She also figured out she discovered the first coprolites, which are fossilized poop, and she figured out what they were. She was instrumental in the dinosaurs and archaeology as a whole. Really a badass. And so, but she really struggled. She couldn't sell her expertise. She couldn't like do talks or do anything, publish, do the things that would earn a scientist who was a man a living. And if she was a man, she would have been able to do these things. So instead, she sold her fossil collection, some very big ones, some smaller ones, and she spent her life walking the beach and selling fossils. Until I think the Royal Academy, it's the Royal Academy, did I say that? They eventually, somebody, I don't know if it was a single member or them as a whole, eventually gave her a pension and like bought her house so that she didn't have to pay rent, essentially. But yeah, she would co-write papers, and then they would be published without her. But yes, She Sells Seashells by the Seashore is about a real woman who sold fossils, actually. But the rest is correct. She's one of my faves. Problematic fave. She's not problematic. I was just joking. We'll do the gold outline. Gold outline. If you say it's gold while you put it on the page, it's gold. Otherwise, it's yellow. So you gotta be careful. Gold outline. This circle came out okay for no compass. I didn't bring a compass. I usually do. I have like a tiny one that fits right in my bag. And I just didn't bring it. I didn't bring so much. I didn't bring my my clip for my phone. This is like off of an old selfie stick that I salvaged and stuck some tape onto so it can stay in the right place. Oh, nice. Desert Rain Frog. Welcome, welcome. I forget. I think Kenneth. I'm pretty sure it was Kenneth, right, guys? Kenneth asked for the Jurassic Park logo, so we're doing it up. That was his request today. One of his requests today. The one of his requests that we ended up doing today. Wait, did he request Kirby? I get confused. Who requests what? Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to watch. Marine biologist. That is neat. Okay, thank you, Marty. We live by the ocean, so a lot of my friends wanted to be marine biologists growing up. We have one of our field trips. One of the local field trips is you go to the Marine Mammal Rescue Center, and you get to meet the seals and the animals they rescue from the, I don't know, I guess they get hit by boats and they have to be rescued. Or sometimes the dolphins will get stuck in the harbor. They'll like get in and then they won't be able to figure out their way out. Most of them usually will, but every once in a while you get one or two who are just like, what? One time the pink dolphins were on their way south or something. I don't remember. And they got stuck in like this very tiny harbor. And so we went down to see them. And we were like, how long until they like have to like try to convince them to leave? Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it shows. We were just talking about this earlier. We don't know why it shows sometimes your username and why it shows your display name. It's confusing. Yeah, that's great. I think sharks are terribly misunderstood. Not that they're not dangerous. They're often dangerous. We don't know enough about them is usually why they're dangerous. Um, I think sharks are fascinating. Like feeding frenzy, that's so interesting. And it can change the behavior of an otherwise normal, like or friendly species, and it'll change it in individuals. It reminds me of, do you know, like locusts and grasshoppers are the same species? That's just like at a certain point, if they're hungry enough or thirsty enough, all of a sudden they will go through like a genetic change, or like not a genetic, a physical change, and they will start swarming and like just become locusts that eats everything, goes everywhere, eats everything. And otherwise they're just grasshoppers chilling. And that's what, like, I think feeding frenzies are like. Oh, yeah, I believe it. There was a study I saw. They were following great whites in the North Atlantic, or in this area where I am, actually, like off the coast of Long Island. Was it great whites? I think so. And it was some shark, and they followed them with GPS and with drones. So not only did they have the GPS to see where they were, but they also used the drones to like see what was around them and like what was going on. And they found, like, I can't remember. I've said this fact before on stream. Uh, but most of the time, by a lot, like in the 90s, more than 90% of the time when the sharks were out, they were near people. And so that means, like, basically whenever you're out, whoa, that's an I and a C, in the ocean, the sharks are there and they never friggin' bother you. So, like, it makes me feel so much more comfortable because, like, essentially there's always, I used to be so worried, like, are there sharks there today? And, like, there's always sharks there and they leave you the heck alone. So, like, don't worry about it. What did somebody, there was a fact, I don't know if this was true, if it was like for dramatic effect, but like, pigs kill more people than sharks do a year. I believe it. And then a lot of shark attacks are just survived. Like, that's still not great. Often you're missing a limb or you have like a big chunk taken out of you, but they're not trying to, most shark attacks, they're not trying to kill you. They're just confused about what you are. Yeah, yeah, that is funny. Human infested beach. I have no idea. What time did I start? Do you have the time?
It's 9:30.
Okay, I think I started,
7:50.
yeah, 7:50. So I'll do at least 20 more minutes. I'm almost done with Jurassic Park, the logo. No, no, that's a C. It's a CIC. I should have done a better job curving it. For some reason, I thought it was not curved when I was looking at it. Here. I have happy holidays stuck in my head, but just that one line. So it's really terrible. Do you guys celebrate July 6th Park? What is the name of that guy? Chris and I don't remember. The comedians with July 6th Park. This turned out a lot better than I thought. Halfway through, I was like, I'm toast. This is going to be terrible. But this looks just like it. I kind of want to skip doing the black background of the letters, but I don't like leaving things halfway done. I wish I had just not done it, not even started. Oh, thanks for all the hearts. Hearts, 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 hearts. They fuel me. Oh, thank you so much, Bob the Gamer. Bob the Gamer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I just re-downloaded Slay the Spire because we're staying at a place with no internet. And so I brought my computer and downloaded Slay the Spire because I thought that's a pretty good game. I could play that a while. Do the outline. Outline. Line. Outline. All right. Jurassic Poke. Not bad, not bad. Ugh, my glove did not prevent enough of the... There's so much pencil. I think that's part of it. Let's do a little cleanup, little cleanup, cleanup, little. A little bit cleanup, tiny bit. There we go. Ta-da! Not bad. All right. I don't think we have anything else on the request sheet. Let's see. No, Jurassic Park logo. Check. So we've done Festive Pete. I don't think so. Sometimes it says there's only one person. But it's telling me there's 4 people. But it's also telling me that it's telling people there's only one person. It's so silly. That's it. We don't have another request. Festive Pete. Elf. Surfing Elf. Sky Surf Elf. Elf the Sky Surfer. Oh, okay, a maned wolf. Yeah. And that's the end for the day. This is not, I didn't draw this. Oh, here. Kirby. This was pretty good. This was pretty good. We did Kirby playing chess. We did, this is from a long video that's coming out soon. And then we did Festive Pete, the Angry Duck, and the Wide Kick. And then we did Elfie Adventure Guy with a Renaissance fop shoe. Jurassic Park. Oh yeah, the Wings of Fire. It sounds fun. I read so many dragon books when I was young. I loved them. And now we are going to do a maned wolf. Here goes. Oh yeah, I need to draw Santa Claus. I don't draw Santa Claus enough. I dress as Santa Claus for the craft fairs. I have a giant beard, so it makes sense. This guy looks like half fox, half wolf, half fox, half hyena, half giraffe, believe it or not. Maned wolves are pretty weird looking. I've never seen one before. I've heard of them. All right. This is gonna be something. There's like an animal this reminds me of from like an old cartoon or an old. Okay, let's get started. Hang on. Let me get my. This is my drawing pencil. I have an outlining pencil, a sketching pencil. Here we go. This is just easier to erase. It's not like something super special and different. Oh yeah, it looks like something that would steal your baby. No, it's like they're like super friendly and they. Okay. I was wondering because it does not seem like it's the same species. Okay. So I did a whole series, and I sometimes will revisit it and still do it, of animals in hats. And so when I draw an animal, I always think, what hat would it wear? And you always eliminate top hat right away because like that that's a really big order, a tall order to get an animal who could wear a top hat. But I think this is the one. I think this guy would wear a top hat, or girl, not their mom. Uh, no problem. I think, yeah. There's another. I'm like so curious about them. Where are they from? Is it Australia? Weird. Mm. I do love whale noises. Am I making whale noises? It would check out. Okay, we got to get to the body, which is more interesting, the most interesting part. So I guess I'm going this way. That was not my intent. I guess we could have it turning its head and looking this way and have its body be over here. Yeah, why not? What are we doing? Oh, thank you so much. South America. Okay, cool. So their heads are not really hugely higher than their bodies, which I guess makes sense. A lot of animals are not. Okay, and then they have like this maned part here. We just kind of make sure we hint at that before we forget. We don't want to. I don't want to forget that. And then we get this sort of big butt kind of thing. What's so interesting about these guys is just how friggin' long their legs are. So you have this, for instance, this front leg. The top part is so long, and then it's like, oh, yep, now it's the bottom part. It's like a friggin' giraffe without the neck. Wait, I have it bending backwards? No. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, this I think... No, I think this is right. Okay. They're like... I don't know. I'm done trying to figure it out. Okay. This... We'll come back and visit this when I'm not freaking out about it. Big chest. This like hip muscle. Oh, thank you so much, Chevy. Okay. It's like... Yeah, the first thing I noticed about these maned wolves is just how tall they are off the ground. Like, they remind me of some, like, cryptid. I can't put my finger on what. You told me to check these out. I did not get a chance. I'm happy you guys are seeing my initial reaction on stream, though. Time skip 0 from One Piece. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's something I always wanted to do, and I never started. And then about 6 years ago, I was like, okay, if I really always wanted to do this, I have to just start doing it. And I started taking classes. I had taken a lot of classes already, so that I had like I had like a head start, but I wasn't practiced and I wasn't good at it. And so I started just putting in tons of time. Like basically every time I watched a show or YouTube, I was also drawing. Why are you like this, monster? Sorry. These guys there's something, I don't know. They're great. They're so good, but they're so freaky. Like, I think this is pretty accurate. I need to fix his limp wrist. Oh, awesome. I'm excited to see it. You're part of the Discord, right? We'll see it in there. I have internet right now, so I'll be able to see it before I go home. Okay. Oh, I should switch to my drawing pencil. I think that's pretty good. I want to revisit this front paw. Maybe all the front paws. Let me see if... Okay. I think this is kind of accurate. But... Oh. Oh, word. No problem. Yeah, the browser version of Discord is confusing. I was having trouble jumping back and forth between stuff. But maybe I can send you an invite to the server. I don't know. I don't know how everybody uses Discord. I'm not new to Discord, but I don't really get into the the details of it. I'm not trying to. I used to want to be an expert on every app and program I used, and often I was, but I just don't have the energy to do that anymore. I want to be an expert on the things I use for my art, like Photoshop and Adobe Premiere and stuff. But okay, I think we'll make this longer. We'll make this shorter. There we go. That looks like an animal's foot. I was saying to somebody earlier, I don't know if they're still here, probably not, how you want to kind of do the shape of the foot or of the hand, and that's often more important than the actual detail. And I feel like you can see that here, like that is probably level of detail on this animal. That back foot doesn't need toes and it doesn't need little claws or anything like that. It's like that shape, a little shadow in there, that's going to be good enough probably. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I think Oddfud can probably bring that up for me and then I'll take a look at it.
What do I need to do?
I think Marnie sent us a message on Discord, fan art of Pete the Duck. So I think if you just pop open Discord.
I don't know how to sign in on CMonsterYK.
Yeah, it should be fine. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, awesome.
So good.
So good. I love it. Oh, cool.
Well,
Shark wide kick. That's great. That is great. Live reaction. I went, so cool. Probably heard me. Yeah, that's awesome. I love the angry eyebrow. I love the shark wide kick. Really great. Thank you. It's so nice. So great. I think like this animal is so weird. It's hard for my brain to like register what should look right, which I spend a lot of time like trying to figure out if animals look right when I'm drawing them. And then this one, like, it doesn't even look right when I'm looking at photos of it. So, like, of course, it's not going to look right on the drawing. So I just have to like make a choice to think it's right or not, and move on. Thank you, Anderson, Anders Ramos. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good night too. All right. I'm gonna call this guy basically done. We'll put some eyes on. We'll give him a little mouth. We'll give him some eyeballs. We'll separate the ears out a little. mean, I could keep going with this guy for a long time. Very fun to draw. But I got work to do. I feel like the live streams are really fun no matter when I do them, but it's really nice when after the live stream I'm just done for the day. When I have to then go do more work, it's always like, oi, just like that. Oi. A Christmas hat? What's a Christmas hat? Oh, like a paper crown? Actually, that could work. I was so offended. It's a Christmas hat. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's do it. We'll do another one. That'll mean my second one or my third one will be we'll have a top hat on, and then I'll have a better grasp of how this animal exists. The Christmas hats are always like pastel color, right? Like I feel like I always get ones that are pastel color. Oh, is it just because they're kind of like tissue paper and so they're sort of see-through?
I don't think they're pastel color.
Oh. I better change it then. So I don't know if this is I think a tradition mostly in the UK, maybe in Australia, and I know like some Americans know of it and do it, but it's very rare in the United States, where you do a Christmas cracker, and inside the Christmas cracker are these little paper crowns. And so you do the Christmas cracker like at a dinner, and then like everybody's wearing these paper crowns. Like grandma wears hers all night, and so we did the Christmas crackers. But I don't think we ever really wore the crowns. I mean, I remember having the crowns sometimes. Yeah, maybe I'll get rid of some of those middle spikes. They're the back ones, but like that's fine. Yeah, I wonder. This is not bad, but I wonder if it would have been better if we did it like inside the. Let's see. Let's just try it. Let's see if we can even at least see if that's what it. Because it's probably a little big for a Christmas cracker. Their head. So what if like one of their ears was just not inside the Christmas cracker? I keep calling this a Christmas cracker. It's a Christmas crown. A Christmas cracker crown, maybe. That's pretty good. All right. Thank you so much, guys. See me tomorrow. See you tomorrow. This one's fun. Maybe we'll work out a little bit more. We'll do a second version. We'll mess around with this guy. It's very enjoyable. We'll give him a top hat, like the proper rich Victorian gentlemen's or gentle ladies. They is. All right. Bye.